Hello! This is another episode of Storytime with Oak Tree Child, and we are going to read a book that is maybe a little bit above Oak Tree's head, which is why I am above her head right now, but Oak Tree is going to hear the story anyway. So, the story is called Ruckus in the Well. It's a very intriguing story that I found in a book called Tales for Young Folk, spelt Jung. Alright, here we go. Once upon a time, in a very pleasant little town called Once Was, there lived a little old man at the bottom of a well. Since the well was the source of life-giving water for the entire town, sooner or later during the day, everyone in the town came to the well for a refreshing draught, or to fill a bucket to carry home for bathing or cooking. This was just what the little man liked best, for no one ever stopped at the well without addressing a few polite words of acknowledgement to the little man, who was known simply as Ruckus. Of course, no one could hear his response, since the well was very deep, but they could see him peering up, and they knew by his gestures and prancing that he knew they recognized him. Yeah. In those days, the well water was crystal clear, probably because its constant use caused the deep spring that fed into it to pour in new waters each day. How long Ruckus had been at the bottom of the well, no one could remember. Mrs. Oak, who was the oldest woman in Once Was, could remember her grandmother telling her about Ruckus even as a tad, as the youngsters in the town were called. You're a tad, Oak Tree. A tad. Ruckus went back to the beginning of creation, reckoned from the moment when Father Time set the cosmic clock to spinning, impelling the stars on their solitary journey across forever. Yes, and you've got hair in your face. Whoops. The side ponytail is not doing what it was supposed to do, huh? Whoops. Here, you can have the hair tie if you like. Good job! Yay, Oak Tree! Ruckus was the ugliest man who ever was, but no one seemed to mind very much. No. There's a little of Ruckus in everyone, was the saying in the town. Each day when the townspeople came to the well for their water, they always saw in Ruckus something of themselves. If the little boy had stolen from the cook's jam pot while her back was turned, he would certainly see jam on Ruckus's fingers. The little girl who had pulled the cat's tail would flounce up to the well, sassy as you please. But while she hauled up the bucket, there was Ruckus, looking like the nastiest imp that ever lived. No child ever left the well unchastened. The better for it, as the grown-ups would say. But Ruckus was good for them too, as they all knew. The burgher who had charged his neighbor too dearly saw a pantomime at the bottom of the well. Ruckus counting imaginary piles of coins while his face reflected the most horrid greed anyone had ever seen. It was enough to scare that burgher into honesty. Should the mayor or any of the town council visit the well, all puffed up with the pride of office and responsibility, Ruckus mirrored them in such a way that it seemed as if pins had been stuck into overblown balloons, and they went away thoroughly deflated. Yes. The country bumpkin, who had spoiled the hay by sleeping through the rain, saw Ruckus assume a shape that seemed to be a loathsome old slug stuck to the side of the well. Certainly, it was that he would be lively at his chores for weeks to come. Indeed, no one left the well without cause for reflection. Consequently, it could be said without exaggeration that the people of once was were good. By recognizing in Ruckus their worst qualities, they were made to think about them and to do something about them. Gradually, over many generations, the people of once was became better and better. Whatever a man's own faults, there was always consideration for his neighbor. And kindness hung in the air like the smell of spring lilacs. Indeed, compared to the townspeople around the world, the once-wasians were saints. And that is all of the story we are going to tell today. Tune in next time for the next part of this amazing, interesting story. I think it's interesting. What do you think? Talk to you later. Have a good day. Bye-bye.